me off. Good job, Jesse. All right, welcome to episode 116 of Those Millennials podcast. Today I'm your humble, grateful, extremely thankful, very, very thankful host, K the Classic. I'm here with my nearest and dearest, my boys and friends in real life. Rail's here. Rail, how you doing? How you feeling? How's your pockets? How's your vibe? How are you doing this week? How you doing, man?
What's Gucci, man?
Jesse's here. He got me again, ladies and gentlemen. He sat back down. How are you doing? How's your pockets? How's your vibe?
I didn't do it on purpose. I
That's
actually
cap. That's big cap. That's the
to go
biggest cap
find
ever.
my
Cap, cap,
charger.
cap.
I mean, pockets ain't right. Life is alright.
I feel you. Pockets ain't right over here too. Well, first and foremost, thank you guys for listening. We appreciate you guys. Thank you for all the listen. Thank you for all the love. Everybody checking us out on YouTube. Check who's interacted with our social media, Instagrams, who hops in the DMs when one of us say something I guess controversial. But I want to know, how about y'all brothers? How'd y'all spend y'all holiday weekend? We're not calling it the other thing, but how'd y'all spend y'all holiday, man?
You know how this holiday, man.
Look, it don't matter. Look, it's an excuse to be with family and a cookout. Like, give me any excuse to be with my family, man.
As long as I ain't
Especially
gotta
these
go to work.
times.
That's the most important part.
Yeah, like it's extra day off. That's why I'm not calling it what I'm not calling it what I'm calling it. But
Actually, day off. Day off.
it's an extra day off. Spend time with the family. It just everybody cook out. Everybody need the excuse to cook out. So.
Oh yeah, I mean, I missed out on the barbecue this year. I worked, so
Okay.
just collected money.
Okay.
Money.
Well, I went to LA, had a good time with the in-laws, like I do every year in LA. Had a little fender bender, but we won't talk about that here negatively. Whatever. Put that to the side. We put that to the side. So Real, this weekend, you went to a live pod. You want to talk about it real quick?
Yeah, definitely. I actually went to the Cheap Heat podcast. It's on the Ringer. It's brought to you by Peter Rosenberg. It's his show. He talks about mostly wrestling, but he covers like music and pretty much anything that's on TV, pop culture, but mostly wrestling. Went to a live podcast at the Palace Station at a place called Tailgate Social. When I first got there, it just opened up. And then Peter Rosenberg arrived with Brian Dipperstein and this other guy on the show named Stat Guy Greg. They low key, they bought rounds for everybody. And that was the dope part. That was the dopest shit. Like, and they were taking
how packed was it? Was it popping? Was a lot of people there?
Yeah, at least 40 to 50 people inside. It was tight though. It was tight, So it was like, and because they only had so many they could fit in there, and there was still people outside. I got Rosenberg at least twice. I chopped it up with him. We talked about the Kendrick album. And then when I posted the picture, we was just chopping it up. He was asking because I wore some 11s, and he was asking about my 11s and collecting Jordans and wearing wrestling t-shirt or whatever. So Rosenberg was cool, dope as shit, bro. They bought us, like I said, they bought us drinks. It was a great time. That dude is cool, man. So the live podcast experience was awesome. Give me so many ideas on when I actually get a chance to do my own live podcast, especially at that Tailgate Social place, how they played it, how they handled the crowd, how they really made it interactive, where it wasn't just like a live podcast you watching somebody talking. I felt like I was actually a part of the podcast because it was like you can like.
Well, you actually were a part of the podcast too. So.
Oh yeah. Actually, they took one of my questions. They were asking questions. Questions you can ask the panel. So there was something that's going. We'll put it out. We'll put my question. It was on the Cheap Heat podcast. You can find it on the Ringer. On the Ringer episode, so we'll put it out there for you guys to hear it. But it definitely was a dope experience, and something I'll be doing more of. I'm getting out there right now.
That's really dope, man. Like that. I mean, obviously, that's the goal for this podcast, for us to eventually do live shows and come out and see the people, and again, create a. I know the word cult is not, is frowned upon, but like, create a little niche, create a little group that rock with us, man. From thick and thin, like create a little those millennials cult that really fucks with us the long way. So that's the goal. That's what I aspire for us to do, and I hope you guys aspire for the same thing to happen. All right. So obviously, this weekend, July 9th is Summer League. Jerrell and I will be at Summer League with Dustin. So if you guys are in town in Vegas, come please say hi. We're probably gonna be there. Bro, how long we gonna be there? 8 hours? 7 hours?
I don't know.
Yeah, man. We're excited to see Chet. Chet, obviously his first game, everybody saw his stats and what he did his first game. The Dirk Nowitzki
get bullied the next game.
exactly. He get completely bullied by Kenny Lofton Jr. for something which is crazy to say out loud. But yeah, man. I think go ahead.
The Kenny Lofton son.
I don't think so. I don't know. I don't think so.
I don't know that I don't want to fact check that, but I took it as that. I thought it was a joke on Twitter like that, and I was just like, man, you getting Kenny Lofton's son?
Yeah, I would have sworn that Kenny Lofton's son is probably older, but yeah.
Right. Maybe he has one of the wedlock.
How about I look it up right now?
How about that? Shout out to J. Cole. Anyway. Yeah, so come out. We'll be at Summer League, checking out the games. We'll probably be there all day, watching the games, evaluating talent, see the next NBA stars. Maybe we'll maybe we'll have a situation where we have somebody who breaks out like Josh Hart did for the Lakers that one year. So we'll see, man. We'll see how I'm excited to see how Paolo plays. Obviously, there's a number of players I'm excited to see. All right. So from the top rope, you guys want to start music? All right. Let's start with. All right. So we've been teasing this for like the last two pods. We haven't been able to get to it because there's been so much going on with the Kevin Durant thing. Obviously, we're not going to talk the Kevin Durant Kyrie thing because it's a stalemate right now. The Nets are playing hardball. The Nets are asking for too much. Yada yada yada. We'll talk about it once things become more fluent and there's more stuff to talk about. We're not just gonna continuously talk about potential trades. We want to talk about when it actually happens. We're not talking about potential shit no more.
It's not Kenny Lofton.
That is right.
Thank you. I appreciate that. It's still funny. It's still funny, by the way. But the Chris Brown album, Breezy, his 10th studio album, titled Breezy, 24 songs, if I remember correctly off the top of my dome. It's a lot. Everybody knows Chris does it in volume. But to use my first ever baseball reference on this podcast, he has a very, 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 very high batting average. I think Rail, you want to kind of talk about it before I talk? Because I know once I start going, I think I'm going to go for a little bit.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you want me to just talk about what I thought about the album?
Yes, please.
I don't think this is his best piece of work. Compared to, for my personal favorite album as I went through was Royalty of all the Chris Brown albums. Because it got Fuck You Back to Sleep on that. And yeah, never mind. But this album is really good. I think this probably will go fall into his top 3. Just based off the song with Dirk, that song was hot. That Till the Wheels Fall Off. If you're gonna start an album with that, if you can put Schmirkio on your intro, 99% of the time the album's gonna slap. So I'm just gonna say that for any future artists, get Dirk as a feature, and then worry about the rest later. All right. Catch Your Body's a good track. Pitch Black's another good track. Possessive, he lost me. I didn't need Blue or the Wayne verse. Take Blue and Wayne off Possessive. Call Me with Wizkid is a dope song. Didn't like Closure. Need You Right Here. That's the song got a summer right here. Need You Right Here. When I say I need more CB and Penn Griffey, I need it. All right. That's the song of the summer. I'm telling you, that's a radio hit. Need You Right Here is the best song, and like I said, I think this album is incredible. I just think CB. I honestly now listen to this album. I wasn't even gonna see the tour, but now that I heard it, I want to see the tour now. I honestly now in my tour rankings, he moved above Kendrick. I want to see this above Kendrick now because I've seen Kendrick, and he's right behind. He's right behind The Weeknd. I want to see The Weeknd's tour when it comes to Vegas, but I want to see The Weeknd. I think it's now Chris Brown and what was that, Jesse? What was that?
Get your shit off, bro. Get your shit off.
What was that, Jesse? What do you have to say about Abel?
Nothing. I was laughing at Kev's like shock.
Real, you still going? Go ahead, bro. This
Done
All right, man. So I want to let me stop laughing because I actually want to give this album its just due. Sorrel believes this is a great album. I do too. So 24 songs to me. This is some of Chris Brown's. I mean, okay, so starting off the top, like I'm not even gonna. Before I talk about the album, I want to just talk about the run that Chris Brown is on. We do not appreciate Chris Brown enough. We don't, and honestly, it shows in the amount of people that streamed in the first week because I feel like it should have been more. I feel like this album was highly anticipated. Chris Brown
Jack
literally,
Harlow outstream him?
huh?
Did Jack Harlow outstream him?
No, he didn't. But I feel like Chris Brown, he's been on everybody's show, like promoting the album. You know, he did Drink Champs. He went to Gillies. He went to Ebro. He did Big Boy. Like he went to like every outlet to like, you know, talk about this. And honestly, you know, when artists do that, they do it for a reason because they know they're putting out a pretty solid piece of work, and they want, you know, they want people to pay attention to it. But like, yeah, to talk about Chris Brown's run, his last 3 albums, and Real might get mad at me for this. I'm not counting Slime and B. I'm not counting that one. I won't.
Hold on. You're not gonna count a whole album of CB and Young Thug?
I'm not counting it. I'm not counting it.
Throw the whole
but if we're really doing between Indigo, Royalty, Heartbreak on the Moon, which I know people don't like because it's literally a million songs, and Breezy, Chris Brown is on one of these historic runs that nobody's really talking about. Honestly, I feel like it should be talked about more. It's not being talked about enough. Again, I know it's a lot of volume. Don't nobody got a lot of time to listen to this much songs unless you're Jerrell.
Fuck you, bitch.
No, I'm not saying it like that. Like you like music. No, that's not what I see. You took it as that. I'm saying that you're a music head. Like you're the person that they target. You listen to stuff at 12:01 when shit dropped. Like that's who you are. That's who you are. That's a compliment. That's you know, that's
I took it as
you're the people that they target, you know. But yeah, so speaking about, I just wanted to get that off. But so speaking about this album specifically, for me, all the features on this album smack. All of them, you know, some that I like more than others. Ray already talked about Till the Wheels Fall Off, like what a great opener for the album. The WizKid him and song is actually cool, you know. I'm getting, you know, I start listening to more Afrobeat music, so I really like that song as well. Closure, the him and her song, I did that before. The Chris Brown and her song, it's really good. It's not my favorite Chris Brown and her song, so like it has a lot to live up to. I feel like I believe they've done 3, and I think this is their third. This is like the third one. I think they've done better.
It's better than that one.
Wait, it was better. Yeah.
Which one was that?
Oh, I spend my life today.
Yeah.
Feel good, but I'm gonna feel shitty. That one. Yeah. So that one. But I feel like they've done better songs, but this song is cool. Sex Memories with him and LMI, and LMI will be brought up more like once again on this pod. That song, again, not one of my favorite songs that joints they've done together. I like the one that was on I don't know if it was on LMI's album or Chris Brown's album, but the song is called Whatchamacallit. That one, I think that one's better. I think that's a better track, but this one's good too. It's right up there. Obviously, but the best feature on this on the album for me is Bad Than a Beach with him and Tory Lanez. I don't know what it is, but like right now I'm like in this phase where I just like listen to a lot of Tory Lanez shit. I know a lot of his music sounds similar, but like I like a lot of Tory Lanez shit. But to me, and I say all this, his features are great. They're all bops. Like all the features are great. He really gets in his bag at the end of the album, and it's the songs where he's by himself that like really hit home, and it's like the ones that are really sound good, and you can hear his range because everybody Chris mix in pop and he does his R&B thing. He's I think if he obviously he leans way more towards pop, but he definitely gets in his R&B bag. Some of these like Dream, Survive the Night. Oh my God, that one right there, that one hit. Even Forbidden, and obviously Warm Embrace is one of the songs that's on the radio. I can still listen to that track. Warm Embrace is the shit. Real men don't really like talking about cuddle songs, but Warm Embrace is basically a song about cuddling, and he made it cool. He made a song about cuddling cool.
You're not cuddling no more, bro.
I agree. I don't want to get me in trouble, but I'm just not a big cuddler. But he made a song about cuddling cool. He made a song about cuddling cool, man. So, hats off to him for that. And then to me,
cuddle game up. Get your cuddle game up. I don't know why you don't like cuddle.
No. And then to me, the worst song on the track is Iffy. And obviously, I think that's the first single he dropped before the album came out, before Warm Embrace. And it's not that that it's a bad song. I've just heard Chris made songs very similar way better than that song. So Iffy, like, I don't never need to listen to Iffy ever again, because I've heard literally that same type of Chris Brown song, but he's done it better and for longer. So yeah, that was my spin on the album. I thought it was really good. Chris Brown's on a run, and I feel like we should appreciate it. I'm with Rel. I definitely would like to go see this live. Chris Brown is he's one of the GOATs, and this is one of the reasons why I never ever want to see Usher and Chris Brown versus. We need to close that book, close that chapter. We never want to see it.
It's pretty close. It's a pretty close show.
I never want to see it. I don't want to see it.
Why not?
Out of respect for both of these legends, I don't want to see it. Obviously, this is coming off, and Jesse, you can chime in here now too. I know you wanted to talk about something towards the end. But if you want to give us a little taste about, obviously everybody knows it was going around the internet all for the last week, and and although watch this memes going around the internet everywhere. We're obviously talking about the Usher's Tiny Desk, which is by far probably the best Tiny Desk that they've had. There's some memorable ones. I think the T-Pain one was really dope.
Mac Miller had a couple memorable ones.
Mac Miller one. There's a lot of good Tiny Desks.
Wale.
Yeah. There's.
Oh, the Isley Brothers had a Tiny Desk too. Isley Brothers
had a Tiny Desk, but obviously this one was really dope because Usher had two other really dope R&B acts as his background singers. I'm talking about Eric Bellinger and Vito. And obviously it was the first time that they ever fucking turned the camera around on fucking Tiny Desk, but it's Us, so you got to do what it is. When the king of R&B tells you to fucking turn the camera around, turn the fucking camera around. But yeah, man, that's
because the Tiny Desk that we really should be getting not gonna be in a Tiny Desk. It's gonna be in the because the real king of R&B can't really, can't do his music. He can't really.
Yeah. My man got 30. My man got 30. Right. That's just right now. My man got 30.
It's gonna be
we didn't talk about that.
It's gonna be a tiny cell. He's gonna be doing
the real king of R&B.
He can do all this trapped in the closets. R. Kelly can do all of it. And we should stream that shit now. The next tiny cell with R. Kelly.
Oh, that's a good spinoff. Real, do your pitch for Tiny Cell for right now for NPR. Right now, do your spin.
Listen, I'm just telling you, get R. Kelly fresh in there, having him doing all the gospel tracks because he's going through some shit. I believe I Can Fly and all the other shit, and all the prisoners and shit. And
imagine him do I Wish from his jail cell. Oh man!
Hey, we got
Tiny Desk. Tiny Desk. We want like 5% of this pitch.
Yeah, Tiny Cell.
Tiny Cell. We should do Tiny Cell.
Because we can low key. We can get Pooh Shiesty.
Oh my god! Oh my god! All right, we're done. But I don't want to go ahead, Jesse. But I don't want to see it. Go ahead, Jesse.
No, I look. Obviously, people's thoughts is like, oh, Chris Brown, Usher.
We talked about it on this pod before too, though.
I'm not against it. You know who I'll ride with, but I'm not against it. It is what it is. Chris Brown has done his thing. I'm not a big Chris Brown fan. As you can see, I didn't talk about the album because I didn't listen to the album. I only know the last time I listened to an album of Chris Brown's through and through. So it is what it is.
It's a lot. You can't just listen to it one like workout. It's about 2 or 3 days.
It's like it's not. It's just not my Steve.
And niggas got mad at me when I said that about Kendrick, but keep going.
But I would say this: I think Chris Brown has a longer album run than Usher does.
Yeah, definitely.
Album.
Because we don't want to talk about Usher's last 4 albums.
I mean, because when Daddy's home, you wanted him. When Daddy came home, you wanted him to leave. Raymond versus Raymond.
Daddy's home is a slap. Don't do that.
That whole album, Raymond versus Raymond, is fucking terrible.
But Daddy's home is a slap, though.
I would just say that, I would say the biggest difference is
Usher could probably face JT, but JT don't even got his own rights to his music no more. So
get out. See, there we go. All right, that's what.
Look, so Usher's last 4 albums, 2018, not memorable at all. I can't tell you a track. Actually, I can't tell you a track on there. I'm sorry. Hard to Love, which I think if people go back and listen to Hard to Love, I think there's some songs on there.
Hard to Love was some hard bullshit.
Looking for Myself, Ezreal. Go ahead and say your joke, Rel. Was looking for what?
Looking for some bullshit.
Looking for some bullshit, yeah. And then Verses, which I don't even remember. Verses with Will I Am, was that Oh My God?
Oh my God.
Yeah. That I figured that was that one.
Baby, let me love you down.
And then Raymond versus Raymond. So like Usher again, legend, pioneer, GOAT vocalist, still got it obviously off of the Tiny Desk. It's amazing because it's almost like the stars aligned and Usher had to let niggas know, because like off of the verses where it was one nigga that could sing, Mario, and Sammy could do a little bit, and then Pleasure P, he does his little thing, and then we heard the awful vocals of Bobby Valentino and Ray J. It was like the R&B gods was like, we need the world needs correction.
Nah,
Usher,
because
do Tiny Desk and show these niggas how men R&B acts should still be able to be in shape with their voice.
Look at the ticket prices. He just promoting the show, bro. They got, you can go on stage and watch the show now with Usher, bro. Usher's trying to sell a show. Usher's trying to sell that residency, because now he got seats on stage.
He don't need to sell that residency. It sells out all the time. What are you talking about?
Look at the tickets now. The tickets are pretty cheap.
The reason why he has seats on stage is because it was selling out so much.
Right. What are you talking about? He's selling out every show.
He's selling out. What are you doing here? What are you doing?
What are you doing? Are you peeing on Usher right now? What are you doing?
I'm just saying.
Are you downgrading Usher to defend Sammy, Bobby Valentino, and Ray J?
I'm just saying. He doing the Tiny Desk because he has to sell the show. That's all I'm fucking saying.
He does it. He was doing Tiny Desk because first and foremost,
because it was dope.
Black Music Month.
Black Music Month. Yeah.
Number 2, it's the 25th anniversary of My Way.
Yeah.
So it's like, it's not even like he's doing this. He didn't have to do this. Usher didn't even. He didn't have to do this. He didn't have to step out. He didn't have to step out at all. He just said he's doing a residency, and then he went back to skating, and the whole thing just sold out.
Well, here's my only issue with Usher, and I'm gonna just come to it because that's what it's gonna have to come down to. Because I want to just put it on the table now. Where's the good music, Ush?
It's coming. It's coming. It's coming. It's coming.
It doesn't even matter. Like, this is the problem I have. Where's the good music? Usher has a catalog.
Bad Habits was the shit. Bad Habits was the shit.
What the hell does this catalog have to do with today?
I don't really really understand this thing where you're like, oh, where's the good music? Like Usher's doing his thing. Usher doesn't need to drop an album.
He
Usher
never needs to drop an album ever and again in his life, and he still has one of the best music catalogs of all. He has one of the greatest albums of all time in all of music. What are we talking about here?
Yes, but I mean, I'm just okay. You guys are taking it the wrong way. Just because I want more good music from him, new music, because he's still.
You're really demanding of artists. I noticed that with you. Where's the music? Where's the music?
Because I'm like, fuck, Ush. You put out Bad Habits. There was no album after that. You put out 4 bullshit albums. Like fuck.
Let the man take it. He took a breather. Like,
y'all niggas want to listen to My Way forever. I'm ready to move forward.
I can listen to My Way forever.
This is all I'm gonna say, because I didn't. This continues to be this Usher disrespect. First and foremost, you said Justin Timberlake. Stop saying Justin Timberlake's name.
Who said Justin Timberlake?
This nigga Ralph said Justin Timberlake. Stop.
No, there's no way he said Justin Timberlake and Usher. I don't believe that. I'm gonna say Rel is smarter than that. I'm gonna say Rel, the music guy on this pod, quote unquote quotation marks for those who are listening. He is no way he tried to put Usher versus Justin Timberlake in a fucking versus. There's no way, because he's smarter than that.
We can use NSYNC shit, maybe.
Get the fuck.
There's no chance. There's no chance Justin Timberlake can.
I'm sorry.
I think the one thing
I'm sorry to the audience.
I'll say this. I would say this. I think the one thing we have been learning and we've been understanding, and we've very much seen it when it came to that last verses. Just because you got
your catalog or your catalog shit.
Just because you got a hot song at the time doesn't mean that your song is much better or more light or greater than the other person, especially when it comes to this Justin Timberlake versus Usher thing that people try to do.
I want you to stop saying them. I want you to stop saying it in a sentence.
Here's my thing. You act like that was not a thing where people were saying Justin Timberlake versus Usher.
Who are these people?
All right, I guess I'm making that up.
No. I believe you. Rel said he saw it on the internet. I want to know who are these.
I've seen
that was an actual thing when versus was starting to happen, like was getting going. People were trying to say Justin Timberlake versus Usher.
I almost would say I'm gonna respect Justin Timberlake. I think he would say that's not.
And that's why he didn't do it. But it's what else, or I wouldn't say that's not why he didn't do it. But he did say like, nah. He's like that just wouldn't be fair. But I'm trying to tell people because Justin Timberlake was crying a river doesn't mean that it was good. It was as good as Confessions. You know what I'm saying? Like just because.
No, I wouldn't say it's better. I would
Cry a River don't give him a point against like 10 Usher songs.
Yeah. I'm just saying, but when you put somebody against them, I don't even say to beat them. I don't even say to beat them. I just say just to put against, like, or whose catalog is better. I'm just talking about just
fun though. It wouldn't be fun to watch. That's what I'm trying to say. It wouldn't be fun to watch. It would be an Usher appreciation night. And it's like, who would watch? Like,
anybody he go against other than Chris Brown is going to be an Usher appreciation
night. Every time Justin Timberlake would play a song, it would just be like, go back to Usher. Like that's what it really happened. Like that's what I'm trying to tell you. It would be so bad. That's why I'll give it Chris Brown. I'll give people, if they say Chris Brown versus Usher, that would be more of a battle. That would be more of a like, that's a tough one.
I don't want to say it, but yes.
No chance. And this is coming from somebody that doesn't dislike Justin Timberlake until he decided to go back to his roots. All of a sudden, was country music, and it wasn't like
Man in the Woods. Come on, dog. Come on, man.
Man in the Woods. After all these
Man in the
years,
Woods. Come on, dog.
Shit was so bad he had to sell his whole catalog after that.
No, shout out to him for selling his whole catalog, man. That's dope. That's fire.
What are you gonna play? Suit and Tie? You know what I'm saying? Love in the Club. It just plays that. I should got
it's
so
different.
Much.
And this is what I will say. And I'm saying this as a CB
Justin
stan.
Timberlake got the better Jay-Z verses. He got 2 of them.
Stop
Usher
it.
got the better, as if that matters. Usher got the better Beyonce verses.
Because in the time, hold up, nah, you kiss my ass. Because in the time remix with Beyonce is better than the fucking.
The in the time remix is just Beyonce literally reciting and saying the same shit that Justin said in the first song. It's not really a remix. It's just Beyonce's vocals on it. It's not really a remix. All right, so this is somebody that I'm a CB stan. I love Chris Brown. He's dope. I've loved him since high school. Whatever. I don't think him and Usher should happen because they're both GOATs in their own right. Usher has music, and Chris Brown does too. Like I said, high batting average for Chris Brown. Well, but Usher has songs that are just like they're forever. Like they're forever. Like You Got It Bad is forever. It still sounds great today.
I got a question for you. Usher asked him, "What was Usher doing at 7:00?"
Exactly. Like I mean, like it's
even a thing like last year. Like
the falsetto thing that he talked about. Yeah, the falsetto TikTok challenge that was it Eric Bellinger or Votto did for
I think it was Eric
Climax.
Yeah.
For Climax, like again,
look,
and Chris can sing too, but like, what are we doing here, dog? Like he's not that. He's not that.
Here's the thing I would
not
say.
that.
Here's the thing I would say. Here's the issue I think Chris Brown will run into if they did do a battle.
Pick the wrong songs. Keep going.
Well, there's that, but I do think he would try to like outdance Usher, like outperform Usher. Like you know what I'm saying? He'll be competitive in that way, where it's like it's actually more than that. You got to be able to. Now we're saying you got to be able to sing your song live. You got to be able to control the crowd. I think he would be so caught up in trying to go at Usher versus actually like, and this being an R&B setting, actually performing and entertaining the audience. You know what I mean? Like,
and not to cut you off, but like us, like I said, with Chris having such a high volume of songs, he can pick the wrong song because like he can think a song is really dope and think it will be the song that will put him over the top, but artists fall in love with tracks that the audience don't necessarily fall in love with, and that's a slippery slope. We learned that. Like, but yeah, we learned that with Nelly. I give you that. I'll give you that for sure.
Nelly got a lot of favorite songs.
You got a lot of favorite songs that nobody fuck with. Yeah, like it's artists fall in love with certain tracks that just that don't hit like that. If Usher's gonna pick his 20, he's gonna pick his 20. It's gonna be tough. So for me, I don't want to see it. Let's appreciate the two legends.
Like, listen to that Tiny Desk. It was like, damn. Oh, he did Superstition. Oh, damn, he did Superstar,
which didn't even come on the radio. It's an album cut. It's an amazing album cut, but it's an album cut.
But people remember that as a fucking single because he did it so much.
An album cut.
And the thing is, like, album cut. And it's just one of those things where I'm just like, yo, like, when Usher's good, he's great. Like, it's like you said, that type.
He made it look too easy.
It's
gonna be his 20 banger. It's gonna be slap after slap after slap after slap after slap.
Yeah, there's no like in between, and that's from.
And I'm not saying Chris Brown probably got like 40 to ship. He probably got like 40 to ship to, but he might not pick the right ones. But and then we can move off of this from this. But
wait, I just want to talk about.
Bro, you had other verses that you kind of want to see. Did you want to bring that up now, or did you want to move on?
Let me just say one last thing about
go ahead. Go.
I think that what was beautiful about the Tiny Desk is that you saw somebody like, especially at Usher's age, where obviously he's doing the residency and everything. He didn't have to go up there and be that amazing. Obviously, he's still in performance mode. To see somebody still very much in shape, very much in shape, working on his vocals, very much having fun. Like he was having fun up there. And
he don't look like he aged that much, to be honest with you either. To be honest, keep it $1.50 with you.
And it is one of those things where it was like it takes you back. Like it took. We were all in high school at the time when Usher was like peak Usher. High school and I graduated during peak Usher time. But it's like one of those things where you just go back and you're just like, yo, man, like you talk about Chris Brown being underrated. I think, yeah, he could be underrated. I do think that's a lot of it has to do with his personal life. that's why it's kind of like you know, kind of stabbed himself in the foot with that stuff. But I think it's kind of like Usher. Usher, as great as people think he is, I still kind of feel like he's treated underrated. Like he's kind of got it like he's underrated. But I will ask this question: can Chris Brown hit that high note still? Because that was one of those things. I wanted to actually talk about that. Like, hit that high note. What happened to that? That was you posted it, and before you posted it, I saw that video, and I was just like,
"Oh, the video I posted of high notes."
Yeah, What happened to that?
The high note in R&B is gone, man. Well, you know why I posted? So somebody, you're not the only person that said something to me about that. These artists, a lot of these artists can't sing like that, Jesse. They can't sing like that.
What I'm gonna say
they can't sing like that, bro. They just can't.
You're 100%. You're 1,000% right about that.
No, I'm gonna bring up a name. No disrespect to Summer Walker. Can she do that? Can she do that?
Have you heard Summer Walker sing live?
Can she get a high note like that off? No, I have seen her. I have seen her live. I've seen her at Day in Vegas. But can she get that off?
No, I mean,
look what's happening to these dudes.
That is a
very I think her can get it off. I think her can do it.
Mariah could get it off, but
Mariah. Yeah, exactly. We're not talking. We're talking about current acts. Current acts.
Here's what I would say, and then we can like go back to real thinking about
Jasmine Sullivan. Keep going.
Oh, of course, yes. I think the issue, truthfully, is that with music, as it grows and as it changes, obviously certain things just lose its value, unfortunately, and because it gets so saturated with stuff. Like, we're going through this with hip hop, and we complain, mumble rap, or it's just vibe rap and all this and drug talk, and you know what I mean? Like, yeah, it kind of the easier thing starts to become what most artists can do. And I think what we're running into today is the issue really is it's not about your ability no more. It's about being trending, having a trending song, being, and I'm not gonna talk about like.
I don't think a lot of artists can go to that though. I think a lot of because of the way music is put out, you don't really know.
You don't have to like now this ability. I was gonna say this ability to be able to make your own music. You can sit in your studio. A lot of these artists, a lot of singers. I'm just straight up singers. A lot of these singers are not learning. When we're talking about all those people that hit high notes and stuff, all those people went to singing school, went to performing school, they was put in the, put in the grinder is what they used to call it.
They were in choir.
Yeah, they were put in this grinder where it's like, you have to be able to hit this and do this and do that. And,
had vocal coaches and all this shit.
At home and
that makes a big difference.
You write your own songs and you can put it on a beat and everything. You're just, now it's vibe type of music. It's a feeling type of music. So if I don't want to hit this high note, I don't got to hit this high note. You just got to be feeling what I'm saying.
No disrespect to Blast, but yeah, Blast would never be able to do that. All right. I love Blast too. Love Blast.
I do too.
Same. He makes the same song, and I don't care because it sounds great.
I mean, I'm a big Six. I don't even know. Is it Six Black?
Black.
Black.
Black. Yeah.
Black. I love his music, but
his music's dope too.
He definitely can do it.
That's true.
Jesse, what about Brent Faiyaz?
Who?
Brent Faiyaz.
Thank you, Jesse, for proving my point.
He has a song. I'm just trying to get my paper straight.
Jesse. Thank you.
Brent, who?
Jesse, before Jesse, before we
listen. Before you guys even say anything, go back and dig into it. You're welcome. All right. He has an album dropping tonight.
Jesse. Before we hit record and before you hopped on, Rail was trying to shame me for not knowing who this person was. Thank you. Thank you for validating me and
he's
making
pretty
me feel
big.
right.
Well, he's big, bro. I'm telling you,
he gets 11 million listens monthly.
Shout out to him. He's pretty big. I'm just saying. I'm not even. Again, I don't. You listen to music more than often I do, and you don't know who he is. So that validates me. I was like, I don't know who he is. I'm
with you. I don't know who he is.
I don't know who he is. Maybe Real will put me on game. So again, maybe
it's R&B. I would say it's pure R&B. It ain't.
I'm just tell you right now. There's a lot of people that are bringing me back. Coach Contra bringing me back.
He dropped an album tonight, right?
Yeah, there's some artists that are like,
also one other album I want to talk about. What we're speaking of music right now. Listen to that new Lupe Fiasco. That shit's incredible.
I thought we talked about that already.
I mentioned it in passing, but that and that Logic are both incredible albums that dropped this year, and I really think those need some eyes on it.
Okay,
you said Logic?
Yeah, that and that Logic. That band, that Logic is really good. I don't, you know what? I mean, I was talking to Deshaun about this. Like I tell him, I don't know how he
bad rep.
I don't know how he gets the production that he gets from he gets DJ Premier beats, he gets RZA and Jizza production, he gets RZA and Jizza features. Like I don't know, they don't do features just for anybody. They don't just hop on. RZA don't just produce for whoever. DJ Premier not just giving anybody a beat, but fucking Bob, Logic, he fucking gets all the fucking greatest beats right now. I like all those DJ Premier beats that he's getting, but I don't know how he gets them though.
All right. So speaking of music, I'm trying to do a transition here.
Rel had some verses that he wanted.
Oh yeah, Rel.
I'm gonna put that in my rant at the end.
Okay. All right. So there were some music, sports, and big time people at Michael Rubin's all white party this weekend. There was pictures all over the internet. All the rappers, Drake was there, Jay-Z was there. It looks like a who's who party. It reminded me of the Puff party, the Puff Daddy party that he always has at the end of the year. But one thing caught the internet's eye that I'm dying to hear what Real has to say about this. So obviously, we normally talk hoop on this pod. The Boston Celtics, lost the NBA Finals to the Golden State Warriors, but apparently 3 members of the team are winning off the court. This is my my teleprompter's voice right now. This is my the best you're gonna get from me right now. So it's come out, it's come out that Jayson Tatum, who this guy in the left screen right here is claims is a top 5 player.
Not anymore.
To me, this might get him in my top 5. Is apparently dating Elamai. Congratulations, Jayson Tatum. And then apparently after this rumor dropped, allegedly there's no pictures since this has been posted, but allegedly Jaylen Brown is dating her. And then everybody knows that their coach, Coach Udoka, is married to Nia Long. So somebody please tell me what's going on in the water in Boston, and why I need a picture with all 3 of them together in it. I need a picture with Elamai, her, and Nia Long in the picture. I need this to happen to my life. How has this happened? And now, what's crazy? Now I hear all these Elamai songs, especially from her first album, and I just envision she's talking to Jayson Tatum. And I just was she talking to Jayson Tatum this entire time? Was booed up about Jayson Tatum? They've been dating for that. I doubt they've been dating this long, but I'm joking. Yeah, Rel, so get your shit off, man. This is your guy. This is the guy you was caking for throughout the entire playoffs, trying to convince me and Jessie that he's a top 5 talent, that you wouldn't trade him for. You'd only trade him for one person in the league in Giannis, and that's it. What do you have to say? What do you? That's fucking stupid.
I mean, the Celtics wouldn't trade for Kevin Durant right now. So,
well, there's more to that. There's not just because of that. But explain yourself. Why is this? Why are you making this a bad thing? I've been waiting to hear about this for days.
I just don't like the couple because Jayson Tatum. He's like he's he's been gifted a lot from the basketball gods. Tall, athletic,
This is just
nice,
hate. This
nice
is just
looking
hate.
guy. You don't need Elamar. The podcast is just getting ready to blow up in a couple years. Elamar had a range thing. That's the thing. I got a list of Charlies that once I get my paper straight that I was going to shoot my shot at, and Elamar was one of them. And she was in the top 3, and her was number 2.
So and 2 are off the board. That's why you sick. That's why you're so sick, Neo.
Dog, it's just ridiculous, bro. Like, I know the market drying up because the market just dry out here. You know what I'm saying? So now niggas, he got Elamar. It's like, now I got to move on. Now Elamar's off the list and hers off the list. And we lost Janae this week. It's been a fucking rough week. We lost Janae, Elamar, and her all in the same week.
How about we been lost Janae? What are we talking about here?
Well, she's pregnant now. Now we really lost Janae.
Wow. Jessie, do you have anything to add to this topic with Rail? How do you feel about the Boston Celtics winning off the court, man? The Stars.
Congratulations.
I didn't know you were just gonna come from a place of hate, Rail. I should have known it was just gonna become a place of hate.
What you expected from him?
He made it seem like it was gonna be different than just hate. I didn't know the brother was just gonna hate like that. Shout out.
About it, to talk
about
it,
I've always liked Jayson Tatum. I know, we had a small little encounter with him when we went to Summer League that one time.
And then he was walking off the court with a couple
walking off the court. Yeah, he was walking off the court. He said, Rose said he was walking off the court with a couple sixes. Yeah, so
Story. Y'all said we had an encounter and then don't tell the story.
We were Rel and I. So me, my girl, Rel, we're leaving the J. Cole concert. Other for Rel. I don't know if Rel wants, whatever.
Nah, keep the story going, bro.
I'm being respectful with Rel.
Yeah, keep the story going, bro.
Yeah. We were leaving the J. Cole concert. And we saw 2-3 tall figures walking through the crowd. And I look up, it's Jayson Tatum, like hurrying up, moving through the crowd. Who else? It was Kelly Oubre, right? It was Kelly O.
Bradley Beal.
Oh, it was Brad Beal. It was Brad. Oh yeah. So it was Brad Beal and Jayson Tatum leaving the J. Cole concert, moving fast. They weren't recognized until I literally out loud said, "That's Jayson Tatum," and then they started booking it, walking faster through the crowd. This is like. Was this rookie year, Jayson Tatum? I think it was rookie year, Jayson Tatum, huh?
I think it had to be, yeah.
Yeah, it was rookie year, Jayson Tatum. Yeah, so that little small encounter, he was out here seeing the J. Cole concert. If we have nothing more to add with that, I do want to talk about we got to do a follow-up. So recently, let me pull up my phone. This happened yesterday. The chairman of the Portland Trailblazer and the Seattle Seahawks, Jody Allen, dropped a letter. Yeah, I knew Jesse was going to do this face. Dropped a letter. Jesse's such a hater. So obviously we talked about prior on this pod about how Phil Knight made a bid for the Portland Trailblazers, $2 billion bid. Obviously, at the time, the Blazers came out with a presser, a news release saying that the Blazers weren't for sale. So basically, Jody Allen came out. It was dropped on. It was dropped not only for the Blazers, but it was also dropped for the Seattle Seahawks. But basically, without reading the whole article, it was basically saying like she's focused on winning championships for both organizations. With the Allen estate being as large and illustrious as it is, they're trying to consolidate and trying to switch it up and trying to consolidate and eventually that these teams will be sold and put on the market, but just not right now. I think a lot of eyebrows raised, especially and then the news today came out that Jody Allen is not returning Damian Lillard's calls, and Damian Lillard's been reaching out to her, and she's not responding. So it's a lot of I think eyebrows are.
Why is that happening? Explain that to me. When does a player call an owner?
I think Dame had a really, really, really close relationship with the previous owner, with her dad. Like he was able to call her. He was able to call him. When he needed something. I think he was the one when the Blazers went out. Normal. That's very normal. When the Blazers went out and got Carmelo, remember the Blazers was the first one to quote unquote resurrect Carmelo because nobody wanted to touch him for years, and he sat out for 2 years. Everybody thought he was done. Obviously he wouldn't. Nobody wanted to touch him because there was rumors that he didn't want to come off the bench, and he didn't want to accept a different kind of role. Dame had to call Paul Allen up and put and plead to him and tell him like, yo, like get him in here. Like we can use Carmelo Anthony. And you saw how that went. I do think it's strange that, but with these reports that Dame is reaching out to Jody Allen, she's not responding. So we'll see how this goes. But I think once the Blazers shit and the Seahawks are up for bid, I think a lot of people are going to be calling Jody Allen trying to figure this out. It's just going to be interesting to see what the timeline is for when and if that both of these teams go on the market at the same time. I would imagine that'd be a lot for her and the Allen estate to deal with at once. So I'd imagine they would do it at separate times, but who knows? So I just wanted to bring that up because we kind of talked about on 2 or 3 previous pods. If you guys have anything to add or not, you guys have anything to add to that or no?
I got some.
Please.
Hey, Dame. You want somebody that will answer your calls, that will respond to your emails at any point in time of the day, who will just even quote tweet you. You know what I'm saying?
Fuck Jeannie right now. Fuck Jeannie.
Tweet you, quote tweet you, all of those things.
Fuck Jeannie.
Go ahead and come on over to the Lakers.
Yeah. Jeannie tweeted some shit and she had used to get Vino off this week. I ain't like all that. Like, I don't know about Jeannie, bro. He might be good where he at.
But I will say this: judging by the Blazers' moves, it doesn't seem like the Blazers are gonna trade Dame anytime soon. But who knows? Like, maybe that's what Dame was calling about. Like, hey, I see the roster y'all putting together. I ain't really feeling this. Who knows?
I mean, Dame is
I tell you what, Laker Nation would be a lot more happier if it was Dame instead of Kyrie coming over there.
Yeah, that's why I don't know what he's talking
about.
about.
Don't make that face. Rel, don't make that face. Don't you ever make... All right.
Kyrie's done it.
Dame's better.
Kyrie's been to the mountain.
Dame's better. Dame's a better player.
I like people who've been to the mountain, so give me Kyrie.
How about what do you feel like when Kyrie doesn't want to climb that mountain that day and he's like, I'm gonna take the mountain day off. I don't even want to hike that day.
He only wants to climb it with Braun because they both.
Honestly, surprising how much he wants Kyrie.
I do.
It's just unbelievable.
It's crazy, right? Over Damian Lillard.
That's what Vino would have. That's what Vino would have wanted. That's what
yo. So real quick, Space Guy, when you get the chance and hit this pot up, make sure you do a poll real quick. Laker fans, who would you rather have, Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard?
Kyrie's younger.
Kyrie Irving or Damian Lillard? Who would you rather have? All right, so we're at the end of the pod. Who wants to do? So we're implementing this new thing where we're gonna do topics that that we individually thought of on our own, that we haven't spoken with each other about it. They're completely stuff we've been thinking about on our brain. We're gonna call this segment Millennium Thoughts, and we're gonna let Rel go first. Rel, go ahead and start your Millennium Thoughts first.
So I've been going back and forth on what I was going to talk about all week, and I want to talk about Nicki Minaj first. Nicki Minaj performed at the Essence Festival this past weekend, and when she got to the song Monster, she cut the Kanye verse, and no, hold on, but Kevin, can I finish? before you completely dismiss me. Put the headset on. I want to finish. So while Nikki was
did it again.
While Nikki was doing the song Monster, she cut the verse.
Again.
She cut the verse from the song. Why would she do that?
Let's go, Brian. Windhorse. That's a nice reference. Good job. I like that callback.
Why would she cut on the day after Cardi B drops a single with Kanye West and Lil Durk? Now, this ultimately is mostly, it's not even about Kanye West. This is mostly about how women put on this falsetto about how they try to cap for other women and stand on. But we got the two pioneers of the rap game and Cardi B and Nicki Minaj, and they can't even fucking get along because as soon as Kanye does a song with Cardi B, she cuts him from the whole fucking Monster song and say, we don't fuck with clowns. All the while she's being married to somebody who was just convicted of a sexual pedophile for not being registered as a sexual pedophile. And let me get that straight. Her husband, Kenneth Petty. So I just don't like the pettiness. It's like, Nikki, you go away for so long, and then when you come out just to start shit, nobody asks you about how you felt about Cardi or her fucking music anymore. It doesn't matter. Cardi's not thinking about you. She's literally getting her bag from Pepsi and everybody fucking else. Why don't y'all just get y'all bag together and collab and make some good music? I don't fucking get it. Like, it's beyond me that some of the biggest women in our fucking culture, when it comes to rap game, they can't even, like, all they do is just take these petty ass shots and it's never gonna get fixed. And it's just shit like this where Kanye does a song, so Nicki just says she doesn't fuck with clowns while she lays up with a sex offender. I don't get it. Like, it just doesn't make fucking sense to me when you can just not even acknowledge it. If you're above it, Nicki, actually be a fucking above it. Don't play this whole these bitches are below me or these bitches don't bow down to me shit. Like, that shit is stupid to me. Why don't you guys just make good music together? Like, so that's my millennial thought for this week.
What a way to start it. What a way to look. I didn't know he was gonna take it there. That was Jerrell 100%.
Old.
He is on his own on that island too.
No, fuck that. What did I say wrong? You gotta say this is gonna be best me. What did I say wrong? She shitted on her. But the only reason why she did the cut a Kanye shit because he did a song with Cardi B. Like, that's it's just petty.
Here's where I don't want to respond, but you're saying something that rappers have done all the time. This ain't even just a woman thing. Men have done this. Have been known to be as petty as fuck. Like, come on. How long did it take Jay-Z and Nas to drop a song together? Like, come on.
But I'm just talking about, I'm just like, saying we're supposed to be in this era where we were like, everybody's.
It's because Kanye is involved.
No, it's not even because Kanye is involved. It's because I think
it is. You know why? It's because Kanye was involved.
Because first off, if you ask any Nicki fan, that's her best fucking verse. So you're gonna cut the verse that defined your career for what?
Real, you don't like listen to women rap anyway. This is my thing. You've said many times on this pod.
I just listen to Rhapsody. I'm sorry, I don't like.
You bring up three.
I'm sorry, I don't like rapping about popping pussy. I don't have.
You don't listen to Saucy Santana? All right. Jesse, you want to get your millennial thoughts off? That was a Jerrell.
I'll let you go next.
Mine's not long, so mine will not be as problematic as Real. As good as it was too. It was out. Real. I'm gonna give you your flower. It was actually good, but it was problematic, and it was Real oriented. It was like it was all of you in a fucking rant. All right, so we're at the end of the pod, so I'm not gonna spoil anything that much, but I want to talk about Stranger Things season 4 that I finally got to watch. Obviously, there's a lot of mixed emotions. It's a mixed bag. It's one of the things on the internet that that's pretty inflammatory. There's been a lot of back and forth about was it good, was it worth it? We waited all this time for the season finale. Did it live up to the hype? And for the most part, I without going into in great detail, I thought it was actually pretty good. You can obviously tell that this is like Netflix's biggest, greatest thing because you can see the money that it generates. You can see the talking points that it generates in culture and social media. I like where they left it. I am sad that it's gonna take another fucking 2 years until we get to see the final in season 5. These kids are gonna be fucking grown by the time this fucking shit comes back.
They're gonna do something about that. They're not gonna be in high school no more.
I
They're
figured.
like-
Okay. Did the show have flaws? I'm trying to do this without spoiling shit, even though I'm at the end of the pod. Um, I, did it have flaws? Yes. Was it darker? I've heard a lot of people complaining that, and maybe this is just because I'm listening to the parent side. People talk about this. People complaining that the show has become a whole lot darker than from the previous seasons. That's kind of fucking what happens when shows get older and the characters get older. Like the show's gonna get darker. Um,
the first season's about a kid who's being possessed by a fucking.
This is the stuff
as they
people
get older. It's
but
like,
some people are still claiming that like it didn't come off as, I mean, again, yeah, Jesse, you're right. Like it's demonic in the beginning. That's what I'm saying. But they claim like it's darker this season, and I'm just like, the show's kind of always been dark, but it's just they were younger kids. So, but now that they're a little older, it probably does seem like it's a little darker. I like with the stuff they did with 11. Max is my favorite. One of my favorite characters in the show. So without spoiling too much, I hope she's good. The person that did end up dying, I don't I'll say his name. His name's Eddie. The character was good. I heard a lot of it was emotional for a lot of people. Oh, my bad. My bad. I told you I'm at the end of the pod. I'm trying not to spoil shit. But oh well. Fuck.
Literally did.
Here we go. I really liked Eddie's and Dustin's dynamic. I'm sad that it's gone. But yeah, Stranger Things. I thought it was good. I think it's. I mean, I'm sure people are gonna watch, but I already said multiple times on this podcast that like after Stranger Things is done, I'm pretty much done with Netflix. I don't need Netflix anymore. So Netflix is probably going to be one of the first streaming service that I purge. Until right, they had the lead, right? Ain't that fucking crazy? They had the lead. We talked about that on the previous spot, so I don't want to rehash it. But like Netflix has nothing else going on for me right now that I actually need.
That you know of now.
That I know of. Like they do a lot of dating shit, but that I'm not interested in. But yeah. Stranger Things, I give it 2 thumbs up. I thought it was good. And I hate that it's gonna take fucking 2 years for it to come back. So yeah. Jesse, the floor is yours.
Kind of wish I like prepared myself a little more for this, but I'm what I was previously gonna talk about, we already did the topic on it, so it don't even matter. What I honestly like. So let me start with this. I took, about a month and a half, 2 months. I check in occasionally, but like a month and a half, 2 months of me just not messing with anything social media. It takes, it gets to the point where I get too occupied by it and look forward to do things for me that I just, looking forward to entertain me and all this stuff. And I just find myself just scrolling through it like hours upon hours, and so I had to take a break from it. But the one thing that's always bothered me is this clout seeking that is going further and further down this hole. Like we are entering a generation of people, like just people in general, like a time period where people are just without like they just don't, they're not embarrassed. Like it's weird. Like they just shameless is the word I'm looking for. Where it's like they post stuff that's just like, why did you post this to show this to the world? Like what way did this, like, what were you hoping to accomplish with this except to be shamed, to be made fun of, to be clowned, to be like why are we entering this period of time where it's like we have to tell the world everything that we go through or what we're doing or something dumb we did, or honestly looking for clout? Where I saw a video where a dude's like fake like he was doing the dance out, ghost riding the whip, and the door closed, and he acted like he locked the door, and it's like, yo, like you, anybody that drives a car knows probably from the '90s, you can't lock your keys in your car, but you were looking for clout there, and you could have possibly did something to your nice car, looking for internet laughs, looking for people to respond to you, looking. So I think what really spawned this is like this woman posted a video of like how she was like, oh, so one time I fell really in love hard one time, and it was the biggest mistake I've ever made. And it was like, oh, dang, that sucks. Then she starts to talk about it, where it gets to a point where she was like, yeah, I was with him, I fell in love with him, but then he went to jail. Then he ended up in prison for 10 years. When he got out, he was dating another woman. And throughout that time, she would write letters. She'd take time, try to go visit him when she could, all this stuff. When he finally got out, she went over to be with him, but he was dating another woman. And so then she tried to do the poly stuff, where like she'd live with them and be together, and it'll be the three of them taking photos, all this stuff. And then eventually, she says 5 months later, she moved out and left, and she's kind of like putting clown emojis over them and all this stuff. And it's kind of like, why did you show us this? Why did you tell us this? And did you expect some sort of empathy? Because everybody's looking at you like you're the dumb one. Or is this like this thing of like, oh, don't follow the mistakes I made? Like, nah, I'm pretty sure everybody was telling you this whole entire time shouldn't be with this dude, and you just didn't listen. And so at the end of the day, I watch all that and just look at you like you're stupid. I read the comments and everybody's talking about how you're the dumb one and everything. So what did you hope to accomplish when you did that? And I know we're in this era of this gray area of like, no, don't shame people, don't look on people badly or try to down people. You don't know what they're going through, but it's like sometimes I feel like it's getting to this point where it's invited, and then it's looking for somebody else to write a think piece on it to save them or protect them or to like. But it's like, I don't know how you look to the internet for your therapy, and so to speak, in that case, or just look to the internet. Why are we looking so much to believe that this place that we all know is toxic? It's just toxic. It's just like we all went to school, did all that stuff. Everybody's done that. We talk about how toxic people are just like without social media. If we didn't grow up in the social media era and going to school at that time, it was like at the tail end for us. But shit, we are still in that era of shit, who's in your top 4 or your top 5 when there was MySpace.
I was literally talking about that the other day.
We are still, and that was the beginning of stuff, and AIM, all those things, having all that stuff. And I a part of it is millennial age that we were like at our ages, and from our growth, we started to put more and more stuff out there. But I just feel like we're entering a phase where people are looking for something that's not there, and that's not real. And I know plenty of people have talked about this, plenty of people have said this, but it's getting to a point where I'm like, I think in the name of followers or whatever, or being an influencer and everything, you are finding a new way to destroy yourself. And that's all I can say.
Fair. What a way to... Why'd you go last? That's just all about this. Why'd you go last? What the hell is this? Yeah, I don't even know how to follow that up. All right, so thank you guys for listening. Hope you guys enjoyed our Millennium Thoughts. We're going to try to do this every episode towards the end of the episode. Hopefully it's a part of the thing you guys look forward to more towards the end. Don't forget, Rel and I will be at Summer League Saturday, July 9th. If you guys want to come and check us out, come hang with us, say what's up to us. Be sure to we'll be one of the ones screaming for Chet Holmgren, stick man. Gumby. Yeah, so if you
I hope the best for him. I do think he's gonna be good.
It's so split between people who like him and don't like him that there's a lot of people that
guys like.
I wish that absolutely, absolutely. So we're those millennials, and we're out.